Hi, hello, happy Sabbath and Shabbat Shalom. And you're greeted by a chorus of baby goats, too. There's a Sally there. He's a Sally. Yes. Who's your Sally? Here's a baby. There's a pecan over there. And pecan's mama right there, Chestnut. And over here's Samantha. What it is pointing at, is that these grapes are starting to ripen. Again, this is the last week of August. And soon a lot of these grapes will start turning dark purple, and we'll be getting ready to ripen. This is by far, for me, the best bunch of grapes I've ever had. And again, all I've done pretty much is just stand out of their way and let them grow. Yeah, it's Mercury and Goldilocks and Snippy Snap and Bismuth and Ginger. Dinner. You can try to eat my fingers. You can try to eat my fingers. You gotta watch out about goats. They seem to, especially baby goats, they think fingers are food. Yes. They're not food. They're not food. I assure you, I promise you, they're not food. Yes. So, the babies have been moved around a little bit due to maturity of males, for one, and the other is recovery of mamas. It's supposed to rain, but it hasn't. It's hoping it'd rain. It's getting a little stubby out here. Fluffy over there chewing her cud. Pretty much we'll go around this way. Like I say, all the grapes over here are starting to ripen. The grapes up on the hillside are really getting in ripe. Of course, the common, ordinary house plants. Oops. That, whatever that vine is, I don't know what it's called, is growing pretty good. It was looking bad, now it's not. Oh. Franz over there thinks he's going to fight Mr. O'Malley. Since Mr. O'Malley got rid of his collar, he's been pretty chill dude, but little boys have been trying to take him on, and Franz over there thinks he's going to be a boss man against the boss man, and I assure you, it ain't going to happen. Mr. O'Malley had just rolled him over flat. Well, actually roll him across. He'll chase him across. He won't fall down necessarily. Mr. O'Malley's just going to lay down, though he's not even worried about it. Hansel over here is putting on weight like a Sherman tank. Man, and he's got that characteristic Kiko thing about having extra folds of flesh on his neck, and they're really building up. And then this boy over here has got his horse hair going on. Hans is just absolutely manes and tails, and yes, Hans, yes, stinky, yes, still babies. Still like to get a scratchy scratch. The only thing is it's kind of hard to scratch because they're a little too exuberant. Here's a Franzel. Here's a Hansel. Yes. There's the babies. Well, I sure hope this coming 2025 this thing will set some grapes. Puts out crazy amounts of flowers, and then none of them even turn to fruit, let alone turn to ripe fruit. There you go. I think the power just went out. Well, power just went out. I guarantee you, I can test that real quick. No, power's not out. I don't think. That's funny. Maybe just a... angle I was at. Thought I heard the fan go silent, and so maybe it was just the angle. Alright, maybe the power didn't go on. It could just be that the angle I was at made it sound like the fan stopped. And the fan is the air conditioner. The fan. Anyhow, whatever. Could be the compressor kicked off. Anyhow, so up here, you see these grapes are already nice and rich. They're about ready to be picked here pretty soon. I'll have to get in there. And it's a lot easier when the leaves fall off. Plus I'm going to crown this tree here so that they all come down where I can reach them and then string them along here like a trellis. Let's see if the gentian over here. Oh yeah, I had the chainsaw running and I finally got this branch out of the way. So now I can go in there with the mower and mow that all out. But the gentian over here, see how it's doing, or if it's doing. I don't think it's showing any signs of flowering. In fact, it looks like it's wanting to die, sadly. Could be that it just doesn't have enough moisture. The ground's kind of powdery and dirty, dry. Dirty, well, it's dirt. Anyhow, so I don't know if it's going to live long enough to flower this year. A lot of these things are wilty looking, but they're still hanging on. So I always wondered how it was that a tree or anything could be in super dry dirt and have any greenness to it at all. But apparently the chemistry in them is, if there's any moisture in the ground, they have the ability to wick it up and soak it up somehow. Not sure how. Angel, what you doing? Yes, you just wanting to be loved on, don't you? Stinky, smelly, and rut, but you want to be loved on because, well, that's the nature of a goat. What can I do? Accept it's the truth and carry on my way. Carry on my wayward goats. Alright, so on with developments around here. Of course, there's the pole saw, the limbing saw up here. I've got it running finally. Burned up a part in there, or melted it, and I got a new one. Poor guy is struggling all over the place to get it back. He sent out 2 for 1. Hopefully he got the insurance claim through it. In here, that most of that tree limb is down, but I've still got a lot of cleaning to do and a few pieces over there to cut up and take out, and I got some upper trimming to do. Boy, these raspberries are not liking this dryness. They are not liking the dry at all. And, well, the Rose of Sharon still has enough deeper moisture that it's got flowers on it for a moment, but it's starting to lose a lot of its blossom power to this dryness. The nightshade, it's kind of got a cheat. It's literally sitting on the septic tank, so it's got kind of a moisture vapor coming up out of that thing all the time to keep it going. Hickory tree is going to be walnut tree is going to be dumping walnuts all over the place. There's a bunch of them already, of course. I don't know if the squirrels will keep up or not. Walnut tree's starting to shed leaves, though. It's come to the end of its growing season, and you see the yellowing. It's starting to go dormant as it comes near fall. So pretty soon they'll be all over the place. Peach tree over here. I got some more ash from my burn, and I need to put it out. It's recovering a little bit from where the goat topped it. It's one of the brighter green buds on it that are at the ends of the nips, because that's the last place she had gotten to. I got to take that all down eventually. I don't know. I might leave it up. This little pea-like plant that makes beggar lice is in full bloom. Looks really pretty. You just don't want to walk up against it because it'll stick to your clothes. Kind of annoying. Yeah, the baby's over there. Unfortunately, little Mutt died. He died, we don't know what from. I'm guessing from a kidney or urinary tract problem, but I have no way of knowing. Some more of these little peas that are out, and they're all up and down through here. Of course, the Russian Lespedeza is in full bloom now. It came out really fast. It was like, I mean, the floral eruption was like overnight. The celery is still alive. I'd put it over here, if anybody doesn't remember, because I was hoping some of this rainwater roof dewdrop would come down on it. I don't know if it's working or not. Yeah, it is. There's moisture on the leaves, so it's working. It's doing what I wanted it to. There's more moisture up here than appears. That's why there's grass and tall weeds growing up here, because every morning, or nearly every morning, a certain amount of dew condenses on the metal, runs down in there, and there's so much dew in there, there's moss. And of course the waxweed is doing well. And those sunflowers up there. Papa Bear, we did get some rain last night. Yeah, we got a little rain last night, maybe not much. Now what you're looking at right here is shelving. It's just all hanging out here. There's some more shelving right here. This piece is all one welded piece, and boy, it's heavier than it looks. In behind this plywood, I've got 3 more mirrors, which will go to my solar project. So there's the edge of a mirror right there, and there's 3 in there. That'll go in the back. So I've got some goodies to unload. I'll be more on the detail of that later. I'm going to go over here and look at the boys. They kept tearing up my feeder, knocking it over, which just goes to show I didn't build it right. Yeah, it's Papa Bear. Yeah, it's Silver, Jumpy Jeff. They're not thrilled being out here away from the main hub of life, but they're surviving. Papa Bear. Here's your Papa Bear. Here's your Papa Bear. Your baby. Jumpy Jeff. Shiny Silver, which is funny to call him Silver, but I guess tarnished Silver. Jumpy Jeff. Here's your Jumpy Jeff. Yes, he's still a little wild. So I've got a hay crib up there. It's an old animal trap. And then I got that chicken feeder inside of a bunch of wooden stuff. And then I've got a little rain-resistant box over there that they can all fit inside. And then a sunshade pavilion over there. Shiny Silver. Here's your shiny Silver. Yes, oh baby. Good morning. And then I've got, he still drinks from a bottle for who knows what reason. So I've got a bottle sitting over there hanging out of the fence while I build up some kind of thing with a nipple on a straw. And if I can do that, then I'll be able to forego the refilling of the bottle every day, because it'll just draw out of the bucket there in the corner, which is on perpetual refill, so that'll keep him from having a problem. It'll keep me from having to tend to him every 5 minutes. So we're going over here. Other than the outer shelf material, there's the shelf frame material. Naturally, you kind of have to have a place for the shelves to hang. I got a bunch more material. in here. I had my aluminum wire mesh out because I was going to try to make a ash draw screen to sift with right on the end of the vacuum cleaner. Did not work. It just clogged up every split second, and ta-da, you know, there we go. I've got a couple of potatoes from the house I need to try to plant. More mint. I've been blessed with more mint this year, again, by the long shot than previous years, same as the grapes. Over here, these are more pieces of steel from that shelf assembly. And this stuff here will actually not go back on the shelf. I've got other ideas for light boxes or electrical boxes or something to use that for. And just general structural steel for other inventions and stuff. Then these vertical uprights here, this will be the part that those shelves hang on, and I'll figure out somewhere back in there, probably put them against that wall or something. Not sure exactly where they'll go. I may put 2 there and 2 over here, or 2 over there and 2 all the way over on that side. I don't know. Just depends. And they'll be facing this way, so you'll walk around them like such. And the reason for that is to not have them stick out into the room any more than I have to, and have them where they'll have that solid wall to be anchored to. And then I'll just run a stringer or some kind of material across 2x4 or something, I don't know, anchor it to the side wall, go across and anchor them so that they don't tip over, because without having these feet on them like that, they're going to want to tip over. And then underneath the bottom of the legs, I'll have probably a cement block or something to hold them up. In fact, I'll probably sand level the cement block, simply because of the fact that that will give me the best chance of getting a good stable footing under. I've been handling my water issue. That hose leaks, but it gives me the ability to fill a tub full of water all the time. I finally repotted I'll call them blueberries, pineapples, and they're already growing like weeds. They're loving the new soil, new place to root. Various avocados in various stages of living and or dying, and I couldn't tell you which. Because it changes probably every couple minutes. I don't know. Of course, I guess growth would change them. Over here, there's a whole bunch of wood ash. Looks like dry cement. It's got a lot of heavy granular junk in there that I don't want in there, but there's the quickest, easiest way to get it without having it get left in the field and rained on, because once it's rained on, you really can't get it up off the ground. I was wanting to be able to vacuum everything up, but I got maybe about half of the ash that was down there, and the rest of it got rained into the ground. I'm going to end up burning a lot of old scrap wood and stuff around here that has no other reason to exist, and turn that into ash. But I'm going to put it on a surface so I can keep rooting rocks out of it and have it burn thoroughly. So as you can see, there's just a little bit of leaf left here where the tree branch was. Again, that was a little chunk of tree branch stuck in the ground I'll have to yank out with probably sunshine or a rope on the back of Big Red or something. Strap onto it and give it a tug and pull it out. My poor overpriced tomato is still growing. Maybe not very well, but it is growing. I have no idea where the fruit got off to. I think, unless something came along and ate it. Oh, there it is. You know, there's the one fruit it's got at the moment. It's starting to look like a pear rather than a beefsteak. A pear tomato. Anyhow, who knows, maybe it's a hybrid from a pear tomato and it just did a throwback. Some of them do that, even after they were already bred out. Anyhow, still alive. Maybe as the weather cools off, it'll start flowering more and fruiting. You know, eventually, like I said, I'm going to pot that up with several smaller plants and take them inside over the winter, and then probably have to prune them back to do anything about the overabundance of vine. Who knows? Maybe they'll be so grown up by the time that spring comes that I can set them out in more pots. That'd be nice. Don't have enough soil and manure for that yet, or I'd do it already. But over here, my burn area, and again, I was kind of forced into this when poor little mutt died. I needed to get rid of the body, so this area here, wouldn't surprise me if that isn't. It's hard to say. It feels warm, but the sunlight on the black material might be what I'm feeling too. Other than that, don't want to be recording my neighbors. They might not like that. So there is a little more cedar and stuff down in here that I need to clear out from my brother dumping in here. And I cut off the living cedar, what's left of it, because I want to clear this area of the bunch of this organic growth and get it flattened out for now. Just for now, just keep it clean, but eventually it'll probably end up being dug down and made into a garden area. And when it is, I want to make certain that it's free of roots and weeds and stuff best I can. So the creek's gone below ground for a while, so no reason to go and film a bunch of video, a bunch of dry rocks. But I did want to come down through here and see how the grapevine in the corner's doing. That's about the only thing down here of any note. Well, there's passion fruit. Something came in here and oh, the pole company came through and wiped out my passion fruit. In fact, looks like they actually changed the pole. No, they didn't change the pole, but they did tear up around it. Boy, I wish I'd known, because that was a whole bunch of the passion fruit that I was hoping for, and they went and wiped it out. So they're like, well, we don't want it on our pole. Well, can't blame them for not wanting them on their pole. Just wish I had known. I'd have gone and gathered it up before they chewed it in the mulch. Done something. I'd have kept it off on a trellis or something. Oh well. Wouldn't have known that if I hadn't come down here. So, plans get changed without my knowing it until it's already happened. Same with my Medicare, Medicaid provider. They change things and don't tell anybody. So all this remains unchanged here. And except the poke vines, I don't know, they're just wilty because of the erosion and the battering of rocks and trees and brush, or if I don't think it's the drying, because even though the water is technically under the surface of the rocks, there's still a lot of moisture down here. It could just be that they got knocked over and beat up too much. But a lot of pokes are going to seed full of berries now anyhow, so it's not like It's not like the time of the year is wrong. Most of the flowers that you'd see out here don't seem to be out here this year. So it was a great year for some flowers. Other flowers haven't been too happy. Now, of course, the elderberries, they got beat up real well because they're right in that wash. I wish they weren't, but it is what it is. These things here will put on a lot of yellow flowers here pretty soon. In fact, there's some on it now. They're not real brilliant or anything, but they're there. And then the goldenrod, what little there is of that, is trying its best to flower, but there's really not much here. This year, again, it's been odd. I don't know what those are, but just doing their best thing, the best they can, I guess, regardless of flooding, other hardships. Yeah. So, I say my free sand I need to collect up, wash it up and use it for cement making and leveling and everything else that you'd want to use sand for. Sandblasting. Alright, let us see if this grapevine is doing well or doing poorly. Because it's not looking super great. Huh. Yeah, it's not looking super good at all. And now the grapes themselves look good, except that the vine that they're on is dying apparently from who knows what. Looks like it's been sprayed. Well, maybe it's already going dormant. I don't know. It's been eaten a lot by the deer. That's been hard on it. Hopefully by next year it'll be doing better. It is struggling. It's not going to be doing a lot this year, I guess, because of that. But you put on some really beautiful bunches and they look great, but they're probably not going to make it till fall. They'll probably curl up, shrivel up, and die. I don't know. There's some deer or rabbit poop over here. I'm going to take this one bunch here. I think even if I'm picking them green, I might take a couple bunches just to show Mom what the difference of if I can get it off of the plant in one piece. There we go. Take a couple of these larger bunches that, because you see how many are shriveled up. Which, sad as that is, I have no control over it. And so, accept it. It's all in Yahweh's grace, and yeah. I'll just take these two bunches to show Mom how much different these grapes are compared to the smaller ones up at the house. So I don't think she's ever seen these grapes. I wouldn't have picked them except, like I say, the vine is apparently distressed or something. It's not doing as good as it could be. And it could be a lack of water. It could just be the deer. It could be, because you can see over here, that's deer right there eating the trees off. Trick is to keep the deer off, you got to either fence them out or raise the vines up higher than the deer will reach, because then, unlike goats, they don't often tend to stand on their hind legs. They tend to only do it on their forelegs, on all four legs. And so, since that's the case, I pretty much have to just elevate them 6.5, 7 feet up in the air, and they should be out of reach. But that one was just strung up there in a hurry because the fact that the tree it was growing on was knocked down in a storm. So kind of one of them deals that was all impromptu and unplanned, and it's been in shock and recovery anyhow for a few years, so who knows, maybe it'll do better next year. Maybe it'll die next year. Maybe it'll be the same next year. It's all in Yahweh's hands. And hopefully I can help with that by dressing it up a little. You know, saying dressing and keeping the garden. You can call this place a garden. It's pretty overgrown. Garden of weeds. However, the soil's fertile. All these nut trees, if they had an edible size and type of nut, would be just an amazing crop. They're already here though, so not real possible to just presto changeo convert them into another tree. But if I can graft into them some scions, maybe I can modify them into a crop. We shall see. Now that's everything pretty much that I can think of, and my apologies if I've forgotten to mention anything else. Probably have. But we will hopefully see you with more changes and updates and good news next Sabbath.